Members of the CBC need a partner. Members of the Ohio delegation need a partner in the Senate who understands what we need. Now, I understand I was with some Cleveland Public School high school students during the debate, but they tell me it wasn't even any question as to who won that debate. They tell me that Sherrod did just as I taught him. No, I'm kidding. They tell me that he stood his ground. He answered the question. And his brother said, just like the one. But Sherrod can't do that alone. There's 11 days left in this campaign, and you know how down and dirty Republicans can get. They're not through yet. We're going to have to kick them under the bus to make sure they get out of the way. Regardless of that, we have the finest candidate for the Senate of United States of America, Sherrod Brown. One more thing. They keep calling him the most liberal senator. Well, I say, if being liberal means I want health care for all Americans, give me a liberal senator. Being liberal means we want jobs to stay in the United States of America and not go to China and Mexico. Give me a liberal senator. Being liberal means that we believe that every child ought to get a good public education paid for by public dollars. Give me a liberal senator. You know what? They would like to name us. They would like to label us. But they can't label our senator because our senator labeled himself. Yeah! I give you the next senator of the state of Ohio.
Better and better and better. So do you, Sheriff. I like your style. You were sitting two people on either side of me, Don Payne and Stephanie Tubbs Jones, that are going to be in the majority in the House. Don's going to run a really important part of the education labor. They don't call it education. They don't use the word labor anymore. Yeah, you see how you ought to know about 10 years ago the Republicans took power. The committee was called the Education Labor Committee. These guys hate labor so much they took labor out of the name of the committee. Don just says, we're changing it back. Stephanie is, as I said, she's getting better and better. I so much appreciate the leadership Stephanie's showing with Chris and Leslie, and make sure, I don't know where Chris is, but there's Leslie. Chris is always moving around too much. He's in the back. Make sure that you sign up. They are leading the charge on this, on poll workers and watchers and observers and all that. It's so important what they're doing. Stephanie decided months ago she would make this happen. She's going to step up and make it happen to protect people's right to vote, because you know what those people want to do to us. Okay. We're not going to let them do that to us. So help Leslie and help Chris. Stephanie, this is no exaggeration, Stephanie has done more in this Senate race. Connie and I talk about this all the time. Stephanie's done more in this Senate race than any for my campaign and for this movement, this progressive movement. Unabashedly, no excuses, progressive candidacy. Stephanie has done and stood up more than any elected official in the entire state. Don Payne is a member of the International Relations Committee, as I am. Don Payne is a senior member of the committee, more senior than I, and the lead up to the Iraq War, virtually every Republican was wrong in that war, and frankly, too many Democrats were wrong in that war. Don Payne stood his ground on that committee. A lot of us that were less senior than he went with him in that journey. But he led that charge. He stood his ground. He said no to the president. He said no to the Democrats that were wrong in that war. And we are all so proud of the leadership he showed in the way he fights for economic justice and social justice in Africa, for African people, the way he fights for Newark, New Jersey, and the way he stood up against that immoral, ungodly, awful war. What I like listening to Star Jones, what I like about her, you know, they're celebrities and there's famous people, and they fly in and they just kind of sit in front of the microphone and stand a little bit. Yeah. Two things about Star that really stood out. One, she does her homework. She already knows what's going on in the state. She knows as Ohio goes in 06, so goes the nation in 08. That's why she's here. That's why she's doing what she's doing. The other thing about Star Jones, as you heard her talk, is that she remembers where she came from. She talks about her parents who were members of labor unions. She knows what that meant to her upbringing. She knows what that meant for her education. She knows what it means for her parents' health care and parents' retirement. And she knows what it means for her opportunity so she can get ahead. And I'm so glad she recognizes that. Another union product of the union family that's here is my wife, Connie Schultz. Connie is, I like to say about this election, come January, Cleveland's going to win the trifecta. We're going to have a progressive, pro-labor, Democratic governor. Hello. We're going to have a progressive, pro-labor, Democratic senator. Connie Schultz will be back at the Plain Dealer writing her column. Special thanks to the terrific work Shirley Smith does as a soon-to-be state senator. We're thrilled with her. We're proud of her. She's going to go and begin to change things in Columbia. John Ryan, sitting behind me, is the head of the Cleveland AFL, has taken the lead from there, as you know, is running our campaign. He's never run a campaign this big. This election for the Senate in Ohio was called by the New York Times the most important Senate race in the country. And I got the best campaign manager. Two other people I want to introduce, and I'm going to make a short one. I want to introduce Jeff Coriel at the front. Jeff is like the world's greatest blogger. He has stood up for progressive causes on the internet for a long, long time. There aren't enough of them.